should be scared. All right, we're live. So does anybody want to give what they remember of a recap from the game we had weeks and weeks ago? It seems.
We were outside the gate, but ready to go in, and we saw a lot in the distance. We saw the gate ready to go into the cultist lair, in between worlds, and in the distance we saw a bunch of werewolves gathering. And they began leading a charge against us. We didn't have really a choice to run, so we engaged them. In the middle of the werewolves was a large werewolf that was like twice the size of all the other ones. And Marthow held two strains of concentration to reduce the size of the werewolf and enlarge Elmorn to take on said werewolf. We ended up killing the werewolf. I got a crit with like a 99 on the afterwards, and it did like triple max damage, and it just blew up. And
oh, that was the 95. So you're just shy of the secret achievements.
Oh, I didn't even. Oh, now I have to roll a 99 and try to get this.
Yeah, that one is 91 to 95. Secret achievements are just over that.
So that's what happened. And we figured we had an hour till the clock striked. Then things were getting crazier, and a door opened up in the ground, and a little girl beckoned us inside, and we were walking through these underground tunnels, and then she said she invited us to eat or something, and Marthow, being exhausted and hungry, took it, and so did everybody else, and then we fell into a nightmare, and that's when the email chain picked up.
Mm-hmm. So a couple of points that I'd just like to add in addition to that. Great job, Dustin. During that whole thing, Kolmar was he did not go into the tunnels with you because he was being mauled by a wolf, and you guys just kind of let it happen. Just need to point that out.
Hey, Elmorn was very upset about it.
Also, nice helmet, Ano.
Thanks.
Digging the accessory.
I'm ready for battle.
So, just to give you guys a couple of reminders of some things that happened prior to this, you guys encountered Freetook of the cultists and got some kind of wand from him because Marthow is slick. And you guys reunited Brevan with Yorick's brother at some point, and the rest of his family, who was being held captive by the cultists. You guys are also carrying like 2 gallons of holy water into this battle. A couple of you have acquired silver weapons from the armory at McCormick's Guild Hall prior to this. You all also were in Gronk's home and found a secret lair with 4 victims. One victim had their entrails removed. Another had their brain and eyes removed. Another had their heart taken. And another had their limbs severed.
Wait, where was this?
This was in Gronk's secret room.
Oh, yeah.
The person with the brain that was removed was an elf. All the other victims appeared human. Also, I can't remember if it was in Gronk's place. Yeah, it was Gronk's place. You guys found a gnomish pocket watch with a crane, and a cane with an engraving on it. The engraving was an arrow hawk in a circle with a triangle at a top at the bottom. Looks like a family crest. And the pocket watch, being a gnomish invention, actually transforms into a miniature butler that can do simple tasks. And then, yes. So, and you also guys had a couple of flashes of vision that you all shared that showed you two things. One, that Gronk, after his encounter with you guys that left him nearly lifeless, the apparent vampire at the cultist's lair reanimated Gronk as assumingly a vampire.
Oh, yeah.
And also the vision showed you that that whatever damage you guys managed to do to the crane that was being used to lift up the final massive dragonshard into this eldritch machine, the damage was not really sufficient, and that at 12 midnight, which is roughly probably about an hour to 45 minutes from now, the gates, or the coming, whatever this is going to happen. And so you guys are now mobilized with Brevan and Brevan's army and volunteers between McCormick's Folly and some guards that fought with you with House Orion, who happen to be in town still, because the gravity of the situation had been communicated to everybody. And so after each of your dreams, you wake up and realize that the wolves, the lycanthropes, all of that was part of the dream. And in fact, in the dream, everybody was together. But as you wake up, you realize that you had actually separated, because Kolmar, I believe it was Kolmar and Elmorn, went to one portal, and Marthow and Petrie went to another. Is that correct? Or was that vice versa? Was that Kolmar and Petrie?
That's right.
Okay.
Me and Kolmar were together, I'm pretty sure. And then Marthow and Elmorn were together, yeah.
Okay. So you guys wake up and you see that apparently only a moment has happened, and the guards, the other soldiers with you, are at your sides trying to rouse you, shaking you and trying to see what's wrong. Brevan stands over you. I believe he's with Marthow. Brevan stands over Marthow and Petrie with a look of concern on his face, and says, "What happened? Is everything okay? Are you injured?"
Yes. I had a bad moment, but I think it's. I'm just Marthow just kind of looks dejectedly. He's out of it.
All right. Well, seeing that, a flash of anger kind of crosses Brevan's face and says, "Well, we don't have time for this. Get up and open the portals. We're ready to begin our assault."
Assault. Right. And then I get up and stretch a little bit. Do a jumping jack in place. And then
Spot thrust.
Marthow squat thrusts and stabs at the same time and rips open the portal.
Okay.
Sorry, Brevan, I just need to shake it off. Feeling a little bit better now. Are you ready?
Yes, let's begin. And then, so as you begin opening the portal, Marthow, several signal fires are lit and transmitted across the distance to help signal Kolmar to ready the ritual in order to open his portal.
All right. So yeah, I do. Kolmar does the ritual, and this time you can tell that he's a lot more into it than the first time he did it, and really enjoys it a lot more than you would anticipate, especially the drinking of the blood part, which may or may not be part of the ritual, but it is now.
Oh.
And actually, those around Kolmar, Petrie is the only one from the group around Kolmar, but Kolmar's portal opens with much more, I guess you could say fanfare almost. Like it lights up much more brightly.
Yeah.
The energy is much clearer.
I pimped
and
it out.
stronger. Yeah, and it's opened much wider than the last time that you guys observed it, which allows many more soldiers to go through Kolmar's portal at once. And so once the portals are open, Brevan gives a silent signal to march forward, maintaining silence because he doesn't know if sound can be easily transmitted through the portals. And so now the question is, do you guys lead the pack, or do you wait for the soldiers to go through before joining?
Well, Marthow's a gentleman, so Marthow just gestures to Brevan and says, ladies first.
Who am I with?
You're with Marthow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so that means I'm with Brevan.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, I ride Blaze gloriously into battle at the vanguard.
Okay. And then Petrie and Kolmar?
Petrie's. Oh yeah. What's Kolmar do?
I'm watching Petrie. I'm gonna let some of the soldiers go by, and then I make sure that I have my the heart of that I took from Gronk's in my pocket. That is dipped in kerosene and full of silver ball bearings.
I thought that you put that in your corpse.
Yeah, that's right. The corpse has got the ball bearings in it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the heart has got the gunpowder in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I make sure I hold on to that, and I'm walking with.
Well, I thought you stuffed the heart with the gunpowder and the ball bearings all into the chest of the corpse.
I'm keeping them separate just because I don't need any. I want to make sure I control the detonation as possible.
Okay.
Can I just pause for a second? Are we all going to ignore the fact that we were magically put to sleep and we're just waking up in the middle of the battle? I want to know what's going on.
I'm about to. Yeah. So yeah, Petrie is looking dumbly over like round the portal, looking at the field, and like imagining all the wargs, fucking lichens, rushing down and attacking him. So he's just staring dumbly away from the portal. He's
So
just like,
anybody that's like kind of questioning that whole situation can roll either an insight check or an arcana check.
Wow. I can't investigate. All right.
I mean, Martha's also curious. So.
I rolled a 13.
what's this? Arcana or?
Insight or arcana. Choose one, you
Oh,
can't
okay.
choose both.
Yep. I think they're the same for me anyway.
I got a 24.
Oh no, I got a +6. Okay, so let's roll that. 14.
Kolmar?
I'm
Or you
no,
just-
no, I'm not even questioning. I'm rolling with it, man.
You don't even need to know. Okay. So I'm gonna send a quick email to Dustin.
Let's see. Kolmar, the Lycans, they got you. Why are you here?
The lichens.
Yeah, there's a big Lycan with shoulder cannons.
Elmorn unexplicably talks within country accent. Howdy, y'all.
Okay. Sent. So for Elmorn and Petrie, you guys have no idea kind of what happened, but you're also kind of not really in a position to sit and question, just because
Right.
there's so much action that's about to go down right now.
We're in the middle of a battle. We don't have time to think about it any further. So I charge gloriously. The vanguard on Blaze.
Okay. So Elmorn is among the first to ride into the portal. Kolmar is waiting for a few soldiers to go through, and then are you sending your corpse ahead with the soldiers, or is your corpse going to go with you?
He's walking with me.
Okay. And then Marthow is going to take up the rear in his group. Petrie, what are you doing?
I guess after realizing that there's no point thinking about it, he just walks through the portal.
Okay. Definitely an asterisk to go back to.
Yeah,
Mental
definitely.
notes.
Yeah.
Because that definitely is a strange occurrence. It's not often that you just fall and have such an intensely vivid nightmare.
We all discovered we have narcolepsy.
I mean, you can take a guess because it seems to have affected you and your companions. You all kind of wake up and see each other wake up, whereas the other soldiers did not have the same kind of effect. So you can make conclusion based on that evidence. But otherwise, once Elmorn goes through the portal, he encounters the entirety of the cultists surrounding the eldritch machine, cheering as they are continuing to hoist it closer and closer to the top. They've not quite gotten there yet. It takes a few minutes before anybody notices the approaching army, and then suddenly it's absolute chaos. You can see the leader, the vampire. Wait, which one is? Where's the vampire? You can see the High Priest Hector Diamuerte, and the vampire guy who is, where is he? Well, his name you're not familiar with, but you can see both of them turn to you simultaneously. The High Priest Hector kind of blanches, completely surprised, not knowing what to do. But the guy that you assume to be a vampire, you see his face just darken, and an expression of absolute anger and hatred crosses his expression. And he says, "Soldiers, we are being attacked! Defend!" So there are a lot of cultists that begin kind of running away, trying to hide within buildings, but there is a pretty decent sized contingent of armed warriors. So at some level, they were expecting that this might happen and have prepared.
Is the crystal thingy still being raised?
Yes.
What's raising it again? I forgot. I'm sorry.
It's like kind of a makeshift crane of some sort. Pulleys and ropes.
Is it manpower?
Yes.
So the people are still pulling it.
So there are a number of people that are still pulling it.
Okay. How close am I to them?
You're on the other side of the crowd from them. So you got, not only are you probably about 100 feet away, but also you have quite a number of sorry. So there's quite a number of bodies in between you and there.
Okay, so but you said I'm 100 feet away from like the nearest guy pulling this thing up. I want to throw a javelin at him.
All right, so it's several individuals. It's not just one. But
I want to throw a javelin at the
certainly.
nearest guy.
Okay.
120 is my max range, so I throw it at, or I do it at disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So it's a disadvantage. So give me a roll.
All right.
Here we go.
Oh god! Wait. Fuck.
Did you roll a natural one?
What a good start.
He doesn't have to say yes.
Give me a so roll the attack again. Once more at disadvantage.
All right. The second roll was a 16.
Okay. So that would be enough to hit it. So thankfully you just missed. You don't critically fail.
Oh god.
The javelin goes wide and ends up landing harmlessly in the ground.
Does it land anywhere near them? Maybe scare them a little bit, rile them up.
It does land near somebody, and they actually one of the warriors, and he lifts it from the ground and tosses it back at you.
I want to use my reaction to catch it. I'm just kidding.
So he fails as well. He's not able to hit you. And yeah, so now Anno can roll initiative. Anno will have one round, and then after that, Kolmar and Petrie will be able to act. I assume that they'll come in after that, and then Marthow will have to wait after them.
Roll initiative.
Taking up the rear.
Yes.
9.
I almost forgot my trusty notepad.
Handy dandy notebook.
So, I'm gonna give you guys control of Brevan's army. You guys can determine what the army does, how they attack, what kind of things they do. So the initiative right now is Brevan's army, then the opposing army, and then Elmorn.
Okay. So
And
Brevan,
all you guys can have input on what the army does. So it's
Okay.
not just Elmorn right now, even though he's the only one there. So if you guys want to have specific tactics that are used.
all right, guys. Here's my plan. The soldiers that are with me right now, I want to get to those cultists that are raising up the shard. I don't want them to get it up there. So my plan is to have them try and clear a path for me, so I can ride up on Blaze and slash them down, smite them, or maybe just cut the rope where they're holding, like in front of where they're holding it. Just cut it.
Chunk.
That'll work.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You guys like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I yell to the army surrounding me, "Clear a path to the contraption."
We ride.
All right.
"Quote unquote" controlling them, I guess.
So as Brevan's army clashes with the opposing side, describe what happens.
All right. I yell my orders, and several of the men look at me kind of confused. But then several of the others see the contraption and seeing the shard being raised. They understand, and they start to rally the other men. And I'm borrowing from Petrie now. They form a shield wall, and I just say, like, "Forward!" and just trying to push the cultists back. So now I'll let the cultists react since it's their turn next, right?
Yeah, so they work hard to push back against you. There's a number of civilian cultists that are still trying to get away. They're kind of caught in between, which creates even more chaos and confusion. So you are able to roll 2d20s.
All right. God damn it! One of them's a 1.
What's the other one?
A 16.
Okay. So you're able to move 34 feet. You're able to advance 34 feet on the army. Swords are flashing. Blood is spilling on both sides. Your side is fighting valiantly, but the blood of all cultists are also fighting with a fire, because they're in a sense cornered, but they are also on their home turf. As that happens, you can see the High Priest Hector Diamuerte begin to his hands begin moving rhythmically, with light being traced along the edges of his hands, leaving trails and at the culmination of it, he just screams, and then there's a burst of light all around you and the soldiers. So give me a dexterity save.
Okay, these dice are rigged. Dustin, you gave me shit dice. I need an action point for that? Yeah, let's use an action point. I rolled a 2, by the way. So let's use an action point. It's called using another action point.
Jesus.
Okay, whatever. 12 left to do.
Okay. So yeah, you take 10 damage as this sacred flame begins coursing through your body, dealing radiant damage. In addition, give me an athletics or acrobatics check.
Okay. I rolled a nat 20. It's 26 athletics.
Okay. So you're able to stay on Blaze. You're not knocked. You're not knocked to the ground, and also because your athletics check was so strong, you were able to maneuver Blaze in just such a way that you took a majority of the damage, protecting Blaze from any harm.
Okay, cool.
Elmorn's turn.
All right. How plausible is it for me to plow through people on Blaze and try and get closer?
It'll be considered difficult terrain.
Okay.
So you could move 30 feet, but you'll also draw a number of attacks of opportunity.
The army did push forward 30-something feet, though, didn't it? So he would just be right behind it.
34 feet.
Yeah.
So I'm within, what is 100 minus 34, right?
So yeah, so
56.
66.
66? Yeah, okay. So if I move 30 feet, I'd be 36 feet away from the dudes?
Yeah, but you're also going to get attacks of opportunity all over the place.
I know you're trying to warn me, but this is Elmorn's singular purpose right now. I'm trying to think now. Okay, so the guys are 36 feet away. What about are they on a platform, or are they on the ground level with all these people?
No, it's all ground level.
Okay. Is there unoccupied space around them?
No, it's complete chaos. There's bodies everywhere. There's people that are fleeing. There are people that are getting caught in the middle of the two opposing sides. There's a number of soldiers that have come to the call of the High Priest.
All right. I'll just attack the nearest cultist to me, in front of me. This giant wall.
Okay.
Try and clear the way.
All right, so you got 2 attacks.
All right. That one is a 10.
Total?
Yes. For the first attack roll.
All right, so that individual deflects it with their shield.
Okay. I follow up with my second attack, which is a nat 20.
All right. Roll it again.
All right. That one is 18.
All right, so that would hit. So now roll the percentile.
Oh. 10. All right. 92.
Nice. So normally that's target takes triple max damage. However, these guys are kind of minions. So that just means that in that one attack, you are able to fell 3 in one blow. So basically, Elmorn, with your halberd, you're using your silver halberd, right?
I think I was using my enchanted one, unless I found that I needed my silver one. I just have the silver one attached to Blaze right now.
All right, that's fair. So you're able to bring the halberd down to with such force and divine conviction, the necrotic energy swirling around your blade, that it just completely mows through the torsos of 3 of the cultists, soldiers. And so that's able to free you up to move 15 feet without any concern. Okay. And then you can move further if you decide to try. And you also have your bonus action.
I'll just move the 15 feet and then use my bonus action to do the smack someone with the butt of my halberd.
Okay. Give me a roll.
24.
That's a hit.
All right.
Don't worry about rolling damage. You knock that one out. So you're able to basically you carry through with your weapon swing, and then on the other side of you, basically you use the momentum to knock someone straight directly between the eyes, knocking them unconscious immediately.
Nice. All right.
And now Blaze has actions.
Okay. Blaze rears up and he turns around and donkey kicks or horse kicks the nearest cultist.
Donkey punches.
Okay.
Yeah. He does like a little 180 like jump and then just rears back and kicks.
Nice. With his flaming hooves.
Might help if I actually roll a d20. 18.
Hit.
Oh, I lost you. Say something?
So just describe the individual collapsing under the hooves.
All right. Like I said, Blaze does like a little 180. He does this little backwards donkey kick, horse kick, right into this cultist's chest, and he kind of flies backwards on his ass. And if he wasn't dead, the wind would be knocked out of him. But he's dead.
Still knocked out, just permanently.
Exactly.
I imagine smoldering hoof prints.
Yes, and yes, there's smoldering hoof prints on his chest. And there's just like 2 little hoof prints right here. And then I got custom. It says Blaze.
All right, so that's round 1. So now Kolmar and Petrie roll initiative.
All right. Oh, that's an 8.
All right.
13.
All right, so Brevan's army. Guys, collaborate and describe what they do.
Well, we're still trying to hold that section like towards the crane, so the shield wall's still strong. Then they're trying to push, but I'm guessing the other army's pushing back. Did you do the turn for the other army? What did they do?
They were fighting back. You know, it was just basically bloody stuff. But then the High Priest launched that sacred fire attack.
So a lot of our men, which come through our portal, rush towards the section where everyone else is. just running over people in the process. There's obviously civilians and stuff getting knocked over, and they're just completely ignoring them, just pushing them over and running towards where the soldiers are. That's what I can imagine them doing, and possibly trying to push or spike or whatever they do.
So trying to fill the ranks, basically.
Yeah, filling in the
right.
holes. Yeah.
All right. So, one thing that happens is you hear a loud roar, and you see all of a sudden one of the homes that were kind of off to the side. So if if you guys are here, the crane is over here, like over from on this side, one of the homes. Suddenly there's a roar coming from behind it, and something actually just punches through this entire building, shattering it in a cloud of debris, and a massive red-eyed orc pops through.
A red-eyed
So he's going to be the Kool-Aid guy.
And
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I'm raging, dude.
oh yeah, rage, vampire rage. And with his dual axes, begins cutting a swath through friend and foe. Just doesn't even care to kind of get in between you guys and the eldritch machine. And then also the high priest, once more, now this time with his eyes glowing and chanting some strange tongue, he points at Petrie, and a flash of green lightning arcs through the air towards you. Where's my dice? There's my dice. But you're able to raise your shield just in time to deflect it.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, Kolmar.
It's not Elmorn?
No, you beat Elmorn.
You did.
Okay. All right, so describe to me. So we said there's civilians. So we're talking about like just common workers that are working here.
Yeah, so the civilians, for the most part, some of them may be joining into the battle, but most of them they're not soldiers, they're not warriors. They're afraid for their lives, so they're trying to hide within the buildings.
Okay, so they're easy prey at this point because they're still on the same side. Sorry about your luck.
Also, so you're coming from a different portal than Elmorn. So you are actually opposite where Gronk popped out. So you're kind of over to the other side, on the opposite side of Gronk.
Okay, and we can tell it's him.
So he's ages away from us then? Like he's got to march through like the army to get to us kind of thing?
Yeah, so you guys are probably 60 feet away from the eldritch machine from where you pop out.
Okay.
Okay. And can we see that guy who shot the green lightning?
Yes.
Okay, and he just looks like some kind of priest.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. All right. So as I go by, I instruct some of the soldiers. Do we see the civilians running into the buildings?
Mm-hmm.
I instruct the soldiers to lock the door, to bar the doors so they can't escape. and to burn them down if we are attacked.
Okay.
So if they start attacking from the building, I want them to burn those buildings down. Then I'm going to cast invisibility on myself and my companion and make my way to that dude.
Okay.
So I don't know. I guess I need to use... Can I use an action point to get him too?
Yeah, that would be fine.
Okay.
And then, so you're invisible, but there's still a number of bodies. So even though they might not know that you're there or be attacking you, it's still considered rough terrain.
Right. We won't be as obvious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody's going to be hitting you with attacks of opportunity.
Okay. All right.
Ow.
Alrighty. Elmorn.
Okay, so you're saying Gronk's between me and the machine now?
Not quite, but he's getting there.
All right. Has the army moved them up at all, or if I move, will I attack? Will I get attacked?
Roll 1d20.
All right.
Or do you want someone else to roll the d20?
You should have asked me before I rolled. Now I would
rolled
say
quicker
yes.
than I intended.
Well, now I would say yes, but if you had asked me before, I probably would have said no.
Well, I'll go with the yes. Someone else want to roll the d20?
Dustin?
I can do it. Nat 20.
There we go.
Yay!
Nice. All right, so you guys are able to move up. You guys push the enemy back very well. You move 40 feet closer, which puts you within spitting range of the eldritch machine, but it also puts you right in the path of Gronk.
How close am I to those dudes who are lifting the eldritch? The dragonshard.
So are you at the helm of the army, or are you kind of a couple of bodies behind?
Nah, dude, I was the vanguard.
Okay. So yeah, you're only within you're within 10 feet of some of those guys.
I want to cut the rope in front of them.
Okay. Give me an attack roll. Yeah, just give me an attack roll. You can make your normal 2 attacks.
All right. Okay. I swear I rolled a 20, but
That's fine. Honor system.
all right.
Oh yeah.
The dice god giveth and taketh away.
Okay.
You do get a lot of ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I rolled-
So you cut the rope, which causes the dragonshard to fall to the ground. A couple of people are crushed beneath it.
Nice.
All right. And is Gronk's right next to me? You said.
Yes, Gronk is within 10 feet of you.
All right. How big is he? Is he medium or large?
No, he looks like he's grown. He's been eating his Wheaties.
Oh,
What
still
I mean,
gains.
what's on the size chart? What is he, like a medium or a large, or is
He's
he?
a large-sized creature. So
Okay.
actually, he's probably 20 feet away from you, because his reach would be 10 feet, and your reach is 10 feet. So you're probably 20 feet away.
All right.
Does he look like Bane?
He definitely still carries the burn scars that you left.
Well, I want to use my boon. drawing from my dream, my nightmare. All of a sudden, I start to grow, and Blaze starts to grow as well.
No, Blaze doesn't grow.
Oh!
You break the horse's
It was,
back.
it was only in the dream he was allowed to grow? Or what was it that he grew? Yeah, it was in the werewolf dream he grew. All right.
Well, that was because it was a spell that Dustin cast.
Dustin
And you
cast
can
it.
share spells, but this isn't a spell.
All right, then Elmorn hops off of Blaze and starts growing because he doesn't want to crush Blaze.
Okay.
So I use my boon. I enlarge myself, and now I'm large, just like Gronk.
Okay. So let me check real quick. So that's an action to do that. But you already used your action to cut the rope. So do you want to use an action point to do that?
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. How many do I have to start? So I would only have
You
one
have
left
3
after
right
this?
now.
No, I used 2 in the beginning.
Yes.
Did I have 5?
Yes, you started with 5.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I'll use it.
Okay. So now you're large.
Okay, and then I want to use my channel divinity, my bonus action, Vow of Enmity, against Gronk.
Okay. And that does this bonus action.
Oh, it's only 10 feet, so it doesn't work, I guess. Okay. Never mind.
That's fine. I'll still let you do it.
You let me do it because I can see him and we're both large.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I shout. I put you down once. I'll put you down again.
Gronk just kind of grins and licks the blood from one of his savagely his savage blades.
All right.
So now Petrie.
All right.
What
So,
about Blaze? Can you do anything?
Oh yeah, Blaze could do stuff.
I tell Blaze to keep the cultists away from me if anyone gets too close, because I want to duel Gronk, just me and Gronk. I mean, you guys can help, obviously, but I don't want the cultists interfering. So I just instruct Blaze telepathically, like, keep them away from me. And he does as he's told.
Okay.
So anyone who gets too close gets a face full of hooves, blazing, burning hooves.
Yeah, so you see a couple of people try to make a move against you. Blaze is right there to block the way. He may pound them in the face. They may scatter just outside of his reach before he can get to them, but they're getting the message that he's protecting his master.
All right, cool.
All right, Petrie.
all right. So Petrie, he gets blasted by the silver bolt. The green bolt, and he like just does this little manic laugh. He's like, and he looks around and sees all like the people.
Green bolt. You weren't targeted by it.
Wasn't I? Yeah, I was.
It was targeted by a bolt.
Yeah, the green lightning thing.
Oh, did I? Okay, yes. In my mind,
Yeah.
for some reason, I thought Elmorn.
Oh, really?
But,
Okay.
Yeah,
You targeted me with the first thing, but you targeted him with the second thing.
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why. Okay, yes. So you managed to get out of that.
Yeah, I looked at that. And then I look around and I see all the civilians, and I turn into a bit of a madman and start chasing them down and just cutting them up.
Wow.
I just like they're trying to run away, and I just shove my sword into their guts, and they all die.
Dark.
Aren't you supposed to be good? Aren't you supposed to be a good person?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. And
Oh.
anyways, they're all dead. And then I point at the priest, and I just start walking towards him like a crazy dude.
Okay.
All right, so Elmorn isn't in a position to see that, but Kolmar definitely is. And perhaps Marthow now, as he's walking through the portal. So what are your guys' reactions to this happening?
See Petrie just go apeshit.
Yeah.
I think he's rather brutish, but you know, these are times of war. Times of war are different than times of peace.
Kolmar, thoughts?
I just raised my fist. Silver flame, bitch.
All right. Martha, roll initiative. You've been brought in.
Natural one.
Damn.
Last to go and definitely last to left.
All right. So what is Brevan's side doing?
What?
What are the soldiers doing? Other than so you guys got some of them locking cultists into the buildings that they're fleeing into.
So
none of them are on fire because none of the cultists are actually trying to attack from the buildings. And then you got a number of them engaging the enemy forces.
So I imagine back where I'm at, I have more of the archer contingent with me, because since they would hang back, I take out some of my oil flasks, and around my feet, in the feet of the archers, I see like divots, like holes. So I pour the oil. I pour a few oil flasks into a couple different holes, and I cast a firebolt at it to ignite it, and I signal to the the archers around me, boys, come on, dip your arrowheads in here and fire. So the archers who are with me start firing flaming arrows, and they just keep going, trying to hit whatever they can with them, whether it's the cultists or the statue.
Okay.
So since I did actions on that, I could count that as might want to count that as a turn. I don't know.
No, that's fine.
Five oil flasks.
That was more flavorful than anything. So I'm not going to count that against you. Anything else that you guys want Brevan's army to be doing?
Well, some of them are at least taking 2 or 3 steps back as they watch Petrie go apeshit on the civilians. They're kind of distracted at this point.
Yeah, definitely surprised. They never would have pegged Petrie with his adolescent, we'll say, ignorance.
Childlike
Yes.
wonderment.
To be so. All right. So then the enemies are going. The blood evolved cultists are making a push to resist Brevan's forces and actually manage to drive them back 20 feet from the from the eldritch machine to give a good bubble. The exception being Elmorn and Gronk, who they have all kind of cleared a path around you guys to allow you guys to battle. In addition, the priest is seeing that the rope has been collapsed. He's using magic to try and magically mend it and try to pull it back together. to allow his men to continue bringing up the dragon shard. Also, you notice in the several of the archers around Marthow and a couple of the soldiers on Brevan's side are suddenly swallowed up into the ground.
Fuck.
Like the ground like opened up and then brought them in, or like that there was hands.
There wasn't hands, but it was like the ground didn't open up. There wasn't hands, but it was as if, you know, the ground just sucked them up.
Like sinking
You can hear many of them scream until they're completely submerged, and then nothing. And there's not even a trace that they were ever standing in that spot.
Can we make any sort of checks to investigate the cause of this?
Sure.
Well, would Elmorn even notice this? He's kind of engaged with.
I don't think Elmorn would, no.
Probably Martha, right?
Mm-hmm. Marthow and Kolmar,
Yeah.
Petrie's in too much of a blood rage to notice.
Yeah,
I guess I'll take it.
So you want me to roll?
If you want to.
Okay.
What kind of check would this be?
We'll call this
Investigation.
This be like investigation. It would be.
we'll go perception. It'll be perception.
Don't. 12.
21.
Sending Marthow a message. All right. All right, so now Kolmar, you're up.
All right, so I don't notice the archers and simple soldiers being sucked in. I am carefully trying to make my way to the priest. Can I tell he's casting some kind of spell or?
Well, you notice the soldiers getting sucked in. You just don't notice any kind of potential cause. Like there's nothing that you would see that would help you draw conclusions between them getting sucked in and any other kind of action taking place.
Okay.
It could be that there's a monster in the ground beneath you, or it could be some other form of magic, or maybe even just quality of this demi-plane.
Faulty craftsmanship.
But the priest is definitely clearly casting a spell that is working to repair the rope to allow his men to continue pulling up the dragon shard into place.
Okay, so how far am I? Do I know the nature of this priest? Like, is he a human? Is he a lycanthrope? Is he?
He appears to be human.
Okay.
That means it's definitely a lichen.
Okay. Have I noticed Petrie? I guess I noticed Petrie making that way too, right?
Well, where's Petrie going? Petrie, where are you going?
I pointed at him, and the guy just started walking in that direction.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Let's see it.
you see Petrie going towards the guy.
Okay. I'm gonna hold my action. Just how far away am I though from him?
From the priest?
Yeah.
About 40-ish feet away.
Okay.
All right, so you're holding your action. Elmorn, you're up.
So, Gronk never went? He never came at me?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Gronk. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Gronk, he does what he does best and unleashes a torrent of swipes with his axes. So first attack. Okay, let's see. Okay, first attack is 15. That's a miss.
Mhm.
Second attack is a 22.
Okay.
So one axe, the one that he misses with, causes you to dodge just out of its reach, but in doing so, you leave yourself open to another swipe that catches you just under your arm. Your armor is able to prevent some of it from happening, and thankfully, you have some resistance to this damage, because otherwise you would be taking 30 hit points worth of damage. But because you're resistant, you only take 15. But Gronk notices this, and he seems like he's about to make an adjustment.
What? How would he know?
Because he notices that the blade did not do as much as it should have.
Oh, okay, but he doesn't know why.
No, he doesn't know why,
Okay, good.
but
Don't
he's
touch
going to make an
touch my egg.
adjustment. Right. He doesn't know about egg.
Okay, good.
No. Egg is safe. I imagine he's just on your shoulder still, or maybe hiding in some pouch.
I imagine him in my backpack, my explorer's pack, or whatever pack I'm carrying.
Okay. Hopefully you don't fall.
Actually, I
Crush
was gonna say I should just like store him on Blaze, but I don't know. All right, whatever. He's there somewhere.
All right.
Okay. Obviously you said he's wielding axes, right?
Yes.
Obviously the blow from the axe kind of sends me reeling a little bit. It hurts even though I'm resistant. But it also pisses me off. So I take my enchanted halberd and I swing at him.
Yeah.
And I have advantage thanks to my vow of enmity. So that is a. I'm so bad at math. 22.
That's a hit.
All right, and then should I just roll? I'm gonna attack him again. Do my extra attack. So should I just roll for my second attack right now?
Sure. Yeah.
Right. It also has advantage, and that one is 18.
That just barely hits.
Sweet. Okay, and then I gotta roll the damage. All right, so 2d10.
Now, are you using any smites?
Yeah, smite his ass.
All right, I'll smite his ass with the
Does your
first attack.
enlargement boon, does that allow you to, do you get like extra damage or
Yeah, d4 of extra damage.
Yeah,
do you get
so
advantage
one
on
large.
strength checks as well?
No, it gives you advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
All right, so the first attack is 6 plus 3 plus 3, so 12. And then a d6 for necrotic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or just
So
the
you
enchantment?
did your smite?
Not yet, but this is just the enchantment for the necrotic,
Okay.
1d6, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so roll that. That one's a 5. So 18, right? No, sorry, 17. And I will smite him. So I'll expend 1 first level spell slot.
All right, so 2d8.
Damn it.
Well, actually, he's considered undead, so it'd be
Ooh.
3d8.
Oh, hang
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Hang on. Does that
3d8?
mean the necrotic damage works and the normal damage for the sword works?
Huh?
So for the halberd, what kind of? It's like just normal slashing. It's not magical damage, is it?
It's considered a magical halberd.
Oh, okay. Oh, good then.
So how many d8 for the smite?
3.
Okay. All right. 5, 3, and 8. So 16 plus the 12 that was already done. Unless, yeah, I don't know. You're keeping track of all the
How
numbers,
much?
right?
How much was that?
16.
Okay.
All right. So that was the first attack.
Yep.
All right. Now I'll roll the second attack. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I fucked up, but I'll just roll the bonus necrotic. Because I rolled 2d10s, actually, for both attacks. So,
That's fine.
okay, so I'm just rolling the bonus necrotic for the second attack, which is 6.
What about the d4s?
And then I gotta roll the d4s. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right. 5 total.
Okay. So 5, and the necrotic was what?
6.
So 11 more.
Yeah.
And then you said you're smiting on the second one?
No, I just smite on the first one. No more smites.
Okay.
And then I want to use my the back of my halberd to smack him again with another d4. And do I get to add another d4 to that for my enlargement?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right. I rolled 8 total for that.
Nice.
Wait, you got to roll an attack.
Oh, my bad. You're right. I get excited.
I just want to hit it.
I just hit it.
I don't want to
Hit it hard.
die.
Okay, I rolled 22 for the attack.
Okay, that hits. So 8 more.
And you barely scratched him.
So total damage that you rolled is 43.
Okay.
But Gronk
Uh-huh.
looks fine, and in fact, his wounds seem to be healing as quickly as you can
I
make
hate
them.
you. I hate you.
You don't. This is just what you see. You don't know what impact it has mechanically, but this is what you see.
This feels like the dream all over again. I beat the shit out of that werewolf, and then you're like, he gets up and he's fine. I was like, what?
All right, Petrie, you're up.
All right, so I sort of get distracted by the soldiers which are running towards the buildings and locking the doors and stuff and pouring oil at the doors. Anyways, I walk over there and
Who's pouring oil at the doors?
the soldiers were to keep the people inside the buildings.
I don't recall them pouring oil.
No,
at the
no,
doors.
no. They're just locking them in there. They're not.
Oh, they're not pouring oil?
No.
Well, Petrie
No.
pours oil.
Jesus Christ.
And then he uses a sacred flame to light the building on fire and kill all the people.
What the fuck is happening?
And then he tells everyone else to pour the oil in front of the building so he can light them.
Calm down, Venator.
So the soldiers are definitely having a problem with this. They're not comfortable with that. They're not doing anything yet. They're kind of pondering what they're going to do, but they are definitely having a very visceral reaction to killing people that are not even trying to defend themselves, that they're just running.
Okay. Meanwhile, while he's walking between the buildings, Petrie is cutting down all the civilians.
Jeez.
Okay.
There's no chill. And he thinks
Uh,
all of them are evil.
Kolmar, did you want to go yet? Are you still holding your action?
Yeah.
So, just to be clear, Elmorn hasn't seen Petrie do any of this.
Well, the
No.
building would be on fire by now, right?
All right. So do I see Petrie doing this?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so he went and cut through the civilians first and then was pointing at the
High Priest.
priest, and then he gets
And then he-
distracted by going to the buildings and like trying to burn them down and cutting the more civilians along the way.
Yeah.
All right, can I make an insight check and to see if he is acting maybe under the influence of something other than his just normal irrational behavior?
Yeah, it'll be opposed by Petrie's deception.
Okay. Oh no, that's my dump stat. Oh yeah. Yeah, I
How
think
is
you win.
charisma a dump stat for
It's the
potential paladin?
Oh yeah, you're right actually. Well, anyways, it's 5. So good luck.
All right, I got a total of 20.
All right, so Petrie, explain to Kolmar what's going on. I have no idea.
Okay. So Petrie thinks that everyone who is related to this organization is evil, and that includes civilians because they aren't technically innocents. So he's just killing everyone nonchalantly, like he's just doing it. And he thinks that the paladins would be doing this too, as they think that these people are evil.
Okay. I was expecting an email, but apparently this is not. Okay.
And also, yeah, I guess at the same time he seems like a little bit irrational. He's probably a bit touched by the dreams, but
if I use message, will that give away my position?
No.
Okay, so I send a message to Petrie. Focus on the priest, motherfucker.
oh, okay. After I burn this building down, I'll walk towards the priest again.
Okay. Kolmar, message is not good. I'm going to make message not your action. You can do other stuff if you want.
Okay. What's the priest doing besides Is he still focused on this, getting this gem fixed up in the air?
Yes. And it looks like he's made progress. The rope has mended itself and has some kind of energy connecting the two ends. And the laborers are beginning to pull it up.
Okay. Can I make some kind of roll to see, like, so basically we have like the just the cultists who are like soldiers. We've got the priest, we've got Gronk. Can I make some kind of roll to see if there's something else they're holding back? Maybe something waiting? Something that looks out of the ordinary?
Oh, there's that vampire.
Sure. Insight.
Yeah, crapola. 15.
I mean, the vampire is, or the supposed vampire, is nowhere to be seen.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to take my assistant and see if I can like stash him, tell him to sit near like maybe the side of a building, or if there's some sort of rock or something, give him like cover. He's still invisible.
Yeah.
And get a good line of sight on that priest and continue to watch him. And
Do you want to move closer to the priest?
yeah, let's see if I can get closer to him.
Okay. Since if you use your action and your move action, you can get within 10 feet of him.
Yeah, that's probably close enough.
Marthow.
All right. What rolling a 1 does, and coming in last to the gate. So how far am I from the priest?
60 feet.
How far is from the priest is the statue and the laborers?
20 feet.
And it's the statue. So it's me, and then the priest, and then the laborers are behind. The priest is between us and the laborers, correct?
Yes.
So I'm visualizing that. I'd like to. I'm going to cast. So Marthow's hands begin to glow, and his beautiful masculinity is just ebbs through the crowd, and right at the edge, in between, enveloping the laborers and the high priest, the air begins to twist with colors, and there's a pattern that goes through the air. All of the creatures must do a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Is this a charm or frighten effect?
This is charm.
Okay.
DC to beat is 15.
Okay. So there's about 6 people trying to pull up this massive dragon shard. Of the 6, 2 have been captivated by these swirling patterns, as well as a number of the soldiers in the area.
Okay. Cool.
Does it discriminate versus for that spell, enemy and ally?
It does not. Are there any allies that are captured in that?
Yeah, some of the enemy soldiers.
Oh, you mean some of our
like Brevan's? Yeah, Brevan soldiers.
Oh, I don't.
Sure,
I
for
don't
an
care about-
action point, you could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have a meta magic that would do that.
Oh yeah.
I can choose up to, you know. But I don't really want to spend 3 sorcery points on those guys. I don't
So
know.
what level spell is this?
That's a level 3 spell.
Okay.
It's hypnotic pattern.
So you're gonna go with the action point then?
Yeah, I'll do the action point. I don't really want to use 3 spell slots on NPCs.
Okay. So then it only affects the enemy. All right. Back to the top of the round. So now it's Brevan's forces. What are they doing, guys?
They're scared of Petrie and they're all running away.
No, that's not happening.
Damn.
What's this? The thing that's hoisting the gem. What's it made out of? This crane, is it just wood?
Yeah, it's basically wooden rope.
So,
Nothing too sophisticated.
So, I mean, I don't know. I'm in no place to instruct any of the soldiers to do anything, but I would hope that some of the archers would focus at least a volley on that, and at least strike it in the very, maybe start to catch that on fire.
Can they? So what's the distance? Like, what's the range of a bow? Like a classic bow that these archers would have. I'm assuming it's like a short bow.
So they got short and long bows, but they're within range. I
Oh,
think minimum distance, or like the long range for a bow is like 60 feet, and maximum range is like probably 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
okay.
So yeah, there are archers that are focusing on the eldritch machine, trying to damage it as much as possible, trying to catch it on fire. Some arrows are doing that. It doesn't look like the fire is spreading very quickly though, but it has caught fire. Also, several of the laborers have been hit by the arrows, but they're doing their best to work through their injuries. As for the enemies, I'm going to start with Gronk. So Gronk begins another barrage, but before he does, you notice from some of the wounds that do remain, he calls the blood and it begins to kind of cover his body, and it lights on fire, and he's covered in flames now, including his axes.
Mm.
And and he's also attacking very erratically, very recklessly. So first, 18.
That's my armor class.
All right, so that's one attack hits. That one misses.
Would you say that he's using a restless attack?
So he deals 40 damage.
Is that it?
Of it, you're resistant to 33, so you only take 16 damage from that, but the other amount is, what was that? But 6 damage from that is fire damage, which you're not resistant to. So you take the full 6.
So 16 plus 6?
Yes.
Okay.
Then also, 4 soldiers begin to intercept Petrie, and because of his actions, Brevan's soldiers do nothing to protect you. So they all begin to swing on Petrie. So 4 attacks against Petrie.
Ding, ding, ding.
That one's a miss.
Who's attacking him?
Or not,
soldiers?
not Brevan. The enemy, the blood of all cultist soldiers. But
Oh, that
Brevan's-
makes more sense.
Brevan's forces are not helping Petrie.
Right. Okay.
Ah,
They're
okay.
intercepting them.
Yeah.
I thought Brevan's men were attacking me. I'm like, great, I got 2 armies to fight
No.
now.
No, they're just not helping you.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you. So that second one was a 25.
That's a ding ding.
Yeah. That one misses. And that one also misses. 15 damage to Petrie as a sword, one of the swords pierces your arm or something.
Not fun.
And then you see more of Brevan's forces pop into the ground. And now it
around
is.
me? Whereabouts?
It's sprinkled around. A couple here, a couple there. Too much chaos to see the exact numbers of people affected. And now it's Kolmar's turn.
Okay. So, how close? I'm like what, 10 feet away from this dude?
Yes.
All right. All right. So as my bonus action, you start to see blood dripping out of space and landing on the ground as I come up to this guy, and the blood forms a sword, and I attack him.
Okay. You have advantage because you're attacking from invisibility. It'll end your invisibility, but you still get the advantage, which means you also get your sneak attack.
Yep.
You have a blood sword?
Damn. 2 9s. That sucks. That's gonna be.
You add your intelligence modifier to it.
That's right.
You're
That's right.
proficient.
So, 15.
Let me check what I have for that guy's armor class. That's a direct hit.
Okay. All right. So I roll damage plus sneak attack. So 6, 8. That's 11 damage. Piercing. And I strike him and I say, blasphemer.
Nice. All right, so he is pretty gravely injured from that. Let's see how he does with his concentration. He's able to maintain his concentration on the spells. He can't do anything right now. He's still kind of surprised by your appearance. And then is your emissary doing anything?
No, he's remaining quiet and stealthily snuck away.
Okay. Elmorn.
All right. Well, I'm looking pretty beat up. I think I have about 8 health left. Yeah. But all it does is piss me off. So I'm gonna cast Wrathful Smite. So the next time I hit him with a melee weapon attack, I deal 1d6 psychic damage, and he has to make a Wisdom saving throw or be frightened until the spell ends. And as an action, he can make a Wisdom check against my spell save to end the spell. All right. So I cast that.
Pretty powerful, potent one.
Yeah, I'm pissed off. My
It
wrath
doesn't even require concentration. So good for you.
Yeah. Fuck this dude. All right. So I'm gonna roll my attack and try and hit him with my Wrathful Smite.
All right.
Oh, and I have advantage still because of
Yes,
my
you
Val.
do.
All right. Well, it didn't help me. I rolled a 12.
So for your first attack, you rolled a 12, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that misses.
And that's with advantage.
Yes. All right. That misses, right?
Yes.
Okay. That pisses me off even more, so I take another swing. All right. 22.
That hits.
Okay. And so let me, I expended 1 spell slot for Wrathful Smite. And then, am I restricted from Divine Smiting him while I'm Wrathful Smiting him?
Yeah, you can't do the at the same time.
All right.
It's it kind of super because you're well, I don't
What the
know
hell?
actually.
There's 2 of me.
Yep.
Your doppelganger.
Man.
Wait,
Right.
you were evil Petrie all along. The
Yep.
good Petrie is
Exactly. Yep. We knew it.
Oh.
There's no way you were here on time.
Yep.
Who's this evil Petrie?
All right, so for now I'm going to say you can't use Divine Smite with Wrathful Smite.
Okay.
We'll clarify that in the future though.
No big deal. All right. So I hit him. So I'll roll.
So D10 plus D4 plus D6 plus D6.
D6 plus D6.
Roll 'em.
Okay. Just roll them. You don't care about the different types. You just want it all in one number.
Yeah.
All right. And +3 for my strength bonus. You didn't do that last time, I think. But that's okay. 10. 18 total, +3 for my strength, so 21 total.
He's looking a little woozy. He's a little dizzy on his feet. And then he goes to make his saving throw, which is DC 13.
Yep.
And What is his? Got a 17.
Damn it.
Do you want to use an action point to force a reroll?
Yes.
That's a definite fail. 7.
Yay. He's scared of me. Fear me, fool. All right. And then I want to hit him with the butt of my halberd.
You can't
I
use a bonus action to
Never
cast
mind.
your spell.
Damn it. I always get so excited. All right, I'm done.
So many attacks.
I know.
Petrie, you have 4 enemy soldiers attacking
So
you.
I'm locked in
Nobody
combat,
is
aren't I?
coming to help.
Okay, so I am going to disengage and escape the battlefield. And my plan is to eventually find that place near the stage and go down that hole. If there's a way to get there from here, I'm going to go there.
You're going to have to use an action on the later round as an investigation check to try and find it.
Okay. Well, yeah,
All
so
right.
my idea is just to get out of these 4 people and piss off.
All right, so you're going towards the stage with the High Priest.
He's he? I thought he was on the on the crane thingy.
No, he's on the stage trying to help out with his magic.
Okay. Okay. So I'm able to get around these cultists and then to the priest.
No, you are burning houses and stuff, so you're good. You're a good 70 feet away from them. So you can move 30 feet.
But does that mean the
Unless you
cultists will
want to
just
use an
move
action
30
point
feet
to
and hit
move
me?
more? What?
Doesn't it mean just the cultists will just chase me 30 feet and hit me there too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to just like run behind the buildings and like just out of the army, out of the fight altogether.
So you want to get farther from the High Priest and the door.
Yes.
All right, but you can still only run 30 feet. So, and you've used your action to disengage. So next
round, then
round,
I'll use an action point to run further.
Okay, you can, or alternatively, if you want to use an action point as an action, you can try a deception check to try and escape the soldiers where they won't know where you went. You know, kind of like the head bob, and you're going that way.
Oh, I do a juke. And then, but in that case, will Brevan's soldiers then engage on those people? Or they're just like, lol, no?
Maybe. You won't know because you won't be there seeing what's going on.
Yeah, true. Okay, well, fucking hell. I'm gonna get whacked. Alright, let's do the head bob thing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I understand Petrie having been affected by the dream and like looking for being bloodthirsty, but still it seems a little strange that Petrie wouldn't be helping to try and stop the coming and wouldn't be taking a more active part in that.
I get you. Yeah, I
mean,
understand.
if that's what you're doing, that's what you're doing. But I'm wondering, like, where the motivation is coming from that's so strong that you just want to be killing people and fucking things up at the potential cost of the end of the world.
Okay, yeah, I get you. I don't want to get into specifics because it'll take a fair while because Petrie believes that all of these are like smaller seeds of a bigger seed. So killing these civilians will help out.
Okay. But still, even then, wouldn't killing the soldiers first to get to the civilians
Well,
make more sense? Like, I'm trying to, I'm not saying that I'm disagreeing with you or I'm trying to derail your character's actions. I'm just curious where they're coming from, and especially when it's like you're kind of leaving your allies high and dry to do this.
Okay. All right. Well,
and maybe that's just a private conversation between me and you to figure that out, which is fine if you want to just keep going this route. I mean, I'm not going to stop you, but I'm just kind of curious, and you know, it definitely has a potential to impact the relationship that Petrie may have with Marthow, Kolmar, and Elmorn.
Okay. Well, yeah, I still believe that Petrie can find a way to explain that if he kills more, he's helping more.
Okay.
Because he can't kill as many soldiers as he can civilians. Like, I'm running away from 4 right now. I can kill like 20 civilians in a turn.
Okay. So you're using action point to try the head juke?
Yeah, let's do the head juke and then just run towards the head priest.
Okay, give a deception check.
Okay.
Wait, you're gonna run towards the priest?
Yeah, we're running towards the priest.
Okay, they're not, even if you did the deception check, they would still see you going there. Like if you're trying to go between the alleyways and the houses and things like that, that would be different. But if you're going directly towards the priest, there's no way you could really deceive them from knowing that.
Okay. Well, yep. Through the alleyways then. All right. So deception.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a 15.
Okay. So Petrie is running through the alleys trying to avoid capture by these soldiers that are following him. Now, Marthow, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to Well, Martha just sees Petrie dart off and is confused. But turns back to the task at hand. I'm going to cast I'm gonna cast Chaos Bolt at the head priest.
Okay.
So kind of an indiscriminate energy starts bubbling between Marthow's hands and shoots out towards him. And I'm gonna do a Ties of Chaos to reroll that. It's not a whole lot better, but that's 16.
That's a hit.
16. So then I'm gonna roll, and I'm gonna roll that.
What level spell slot are you using for that?
I'm gonna use my level 3 spell slot, so I get 4 d8s. So I don't have any level 3 spell slots left.
Good. Whoever you're shooting, I missed it.
I got, so that's 14. It's 18 damage to the High Priest, and it's going to be of type 1, which is acid. So it's going to be 18 acid damage to the High Priest. I got 2 7s.
Okay, so you got 7, 7, and then what else on your rolls?
4, 1.
7, 7, 4, 1. All right, so one bolt.
Yeah.
7, 7, 4,
So-
1. So one additional bolt targets some other creature.
Yes.
So who else is it going to target within 30 feet? You have the option of a soldier or a laborer.
A laborer.
Okay.
And so I'm rolling 3 dice, correct?
Right, and another attack roll.
It's a 11. I'm going to do an action point to re-roll that.
Okay.
21.
It's a hit.
That's 7, 7, 2. So that's
Nice. So another bolt breaks off. So
and
you kill one of the laborers. So you can go ahead and describe that, and then another bolt breaks off. I assume you want another laborer.
yes. Since keep rolling 7s, apparently, knock on wood, it's going to be a psychic damage to the laborer. So he gets a massive headache, and he stumbles. Blood drips out of his ear, and he just collapses to the ground.
Okay.
And that's 12.
That's a hit.
It does 3 damage, and let's make that acid again.
All right. So that laborer also dies. So that one, it was one of the ones that was enthralled by your spell. So there's one laborer killed, one laborer or 2 laborers killed, one laborer is enthralled. So there's only effectively 3 left that are pulling up the dragonshard.
And you have to roll. We did Tides of Chaos, so
Wait, what? They reattached the dragon shard? They're pulling it up again?
Yes.
Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry.
So you use your Tides of Chaos as part of this spell, so it would be your next spell, right?
Well,
Because you re-rolled against the priest with your Tides of Chaos,
true.
right?
Yeah, you're right.
And then you have an action point with the laborer, first laborer.
Correct.
Okay. So next spell you cast will be Tides of Chaos.
Oh yeah.
Can I just say the fact that they're pulling the thing back up pisses Elmorn off even more?
Yes, you can say that.
He's now
All
ultra pissed. He was super pissed, but now he's ultra pissed.
All right, Brevan's forces. What are you guys doing?
I still don't want them to interfere. I want to kill Gronk myself. He's my quarry. But if you guys want them to do something specific, I'm all for it. I'd say stop the dudes from lifting the thing if they're able, but
They're too well guarded from melee assault, but ranged weapons are more likely to work. The archers are trying. The crane is catching more fire, but it's still slow. Brevan soldiers are making more headway. They seem to be. The tide of the battle is clearly shifting in your guys' favor.
Can we make some kind of roll to see if they can communicate amongst themselves to be on the lookout for whatever the things are that's grabbing them, like, like passing it along?
Yeah, I mean, even though Brevan's forces are pushing forward, you can tell that all of them are pretty frightened by this force that seems to be pulling people under. So now the enemies. So Grunk is going to continue his assault against Elmorn. So two attacks against you. Actually, no, he's afraid.
That's right. Fear me.
And so now...
You've met your maker.
So, you can see Gronk kind of sweating. He can't...
Well, yeah, he's on fire.
He can't willingly move closer to you. But so what he's going to do instead is he is going to damn it, you and your sentinel feet.
I knew you were thinking about that. I knew it. I was like, he's trying to disengage, but he can't.
No, okay, so he's not even going to use his action to disengage. He's just going to try and
hey, that's like metagaming. Come on, he should run.
Well, no, I mean, he's Gronk. He's not going to care about whether he draws an attack of opportunity.
You're right.
But he would be more concerned if he knew about your ability to stop him in his tracks, which he has encountered before, but he doesn't learn well.
True.
So he's going to try and push past you and get to the laborers to help them pull up the stone.
Okay.
So go ahead and give me your
opportunity attack.
Opportunity with advantage. You fuck.
Don't be like that.
Don't be like that.
Don't hate the player. Oh, a 20. Yeah,
all right. Roll it again with advantage.
All right. Oh wow. Well, those were both disappointing. Oh, this one. Oh, I thought that was a 4. This is an 18. So that one hits.
Okay. So now roll your percentile.
Oh. Okay.
Sentinel Feet has frustrated many a DM in the day.
Yeah.
I can't think of who, but what comes to mind.
78.
78. So target only regains half what they normally would when receiving magical healing or using hit dice to heal. So his healing factor seems to have slowed significantly. You also do double max damage. You can use a smite if you wanted to right now.
Smite.
And that would also be double max.
Smite.
Divine Smite. Divine Smite with my second level spell slot. Even more damage. There we go.
All right.
Die.
So then that's 4d8
32.
plus 10
42.
plus 6
48.
plus 4.
52.
And then your strength bonus is 3.
Yeah.
50. 55.
Yeah.
And also he's undead, so he takes more from the smite, right?
I've already included that in there.
Okay.
So oh wait a minute, you use a second level. No, yeah, so that is 4d8. So go ahead and describe how you kill Gronk.
Thank God. All right. So Gronk attempts to shove past me, and Elmorn goes from ultra pissed to super mega ultra pissed because Gronk dared touch him, and Elmorn takes the shaft of his halberd and like sweeps Gronk's legs. Gronk falls. Then Elmorn lifts his halberd up and boom, straight down on Gronk. Wherever. I don't know if you want this dude dead for good because I'm going for his
Dead for good.
Okay. Elmorn just with all his pissed off might slams the halberd directly onto Gronk's head, and then a radiant light bursts forth, and Gronk's head fucking explodes everywhere, and then Elmorn feels his pissed offness kind of subside a little bit. He feels a little bit better, but then he notices Grunk's eyeball on his chest, and he's like flicks it off. I'm like, what the fuck? And then he's done. Now he's good. He's just breathing heavily. Yeah, that felt good.
Okay.
All right, I'm done.
So also the enemy is chasing Petrie. Petrie seems to have lost them. And the high priest, looks at Kolmar and looks at Dust and Marthow, and his eyes begin to glow with white light. And he does a couple of things.
That implies more than one.
Yes.
Things. He does them.
So one thing, he slits his wrist, and blood pours from the wound and forms this kind of blood demon, which then attacks Kolmar.
Oh, God.
And he rolled a natural 1.
Hey.
Blasphemer.
And then that's plus. Does a 17 hit you, Kolmar?
Yep.
Okay, so it's just a automatic miss. It's not a critical miss. But the blood demon is kind of flanking you from the high priest, and then with the high priest's action, he uses the dagger that. He uses the sword that he used to slice his wrist open to attempt to hit you, and then there's that, and that is does a 15 hit you?
Negatron.
Ooh, you're lucky. So then that misses, but then Kolmar, give me a perception check.
Oh, those are 14.
Good enough. You see the high priest's shadow. Who is that? Who's coming through? I hear myself. Anyways, you see the high priest's shadow moving kind of separately from the high priest. And the shadowy hands kind of glow and leave their own sort of trails similar to when the high priest casts spells. And Marthow, give me a strength saving throw.
He has been. Make sure you remember you've been working out too.
I'm trying to. All right, I'll go with it. We'll see where this goes. That's 10. Wait, yeah, it's a 10.
Yeah, I feel good with that. That's good.
Marthow is suddenly sucked into the ground.
Oh.
Okay.
And he is unable to breathe.
Part of our plan. Good job.
So let's see. In my DM cheat sheet, does it have not breathing rules? Suffocating, yes. So you can hold your breath for number of minutes equal to 1 plus your constitution. No. Number of rounds equal to 1 plus your constitution. So, what is your Constitution score?
The modifier or the score?
Modifier.
2.
Okay. So you got 3 rounds of being able to hold your breath.
Do I feel like, does Marthow feel like he's being pulled, like stuck into the ground, like he's rooted?
You'll have an opportunity to use your action to try and climb out on your turn.
Okay.
So don't worry. This isn't. I'm not just saying, all right, Martho, it was nice knowing you.
No, I know. I was just curious if I was rooted or what.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't be able to cast any spells or anything from down there. Well, actually, you have subtle spell, right?
I do, so I could.
You could. And that's it for the enemies right now. Kolmar, you're up.
Okay, so I got a blood demon next to me.
You got a blood demon next to you. On your other side, you have the High Priest and also the High Priest's shadow, apparently. Which may or may not be a separate entity that you can even attack.
What do I know about blood demons?
Give me an Arcana check.
Oh, yeah, there we go. 8.
Good enough. It's just a reskinned spiritual weapon.
I mean, is it sentient?
No. It acts only as the High Priest directs it.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to go after the High Priest with inflict wounds.
Okay.
Yeah, 13 is not going to cut it, I don't think.
For the priest?
Yeah.
That is actually his armor class.
Sweet. All right. 3D. Oh, there we go. 16 necrotic.
Go ahead and describe his death.
So as I go to, I see the shadow walking away. I turn to the blood demon and tell him to join me or be destroyed. And I grab onto the priest and look at him straight in the face, and my eyes turn red. And I said, "You will deceive no longer." And he just crumples into nothing, a big pool of blood.
And poop.
As you do this, you see his shadow kind of look as if it jerks and goes rigid, and then silently screams before disappearing. And the blood demon becomes a puddle of blood.
And poop. So Marthow's still on the ground?
Marthow is still in the ground, yes.
Oh.
So I reach my hand into the blood that does not contain the feces and bask in the glory of its death.
What's
Okay.
wrong with all of you?
Elmorn, what are you doing?
Well, I haven't seen anything besides Gronk. So I don't know anything that's going on. So first I take in my surroundings.
You need to get out more, date different people.
It was a bad breakup.
Apparently.
Gronk didn't take it too well.
No.
He's in pieces over it.
Yeah. He lost his head.
Didn't.
Also, his bowels were also excavated when he died, so it smells terrible by me. But let's see. How many people were fool enough to fight Blaze? Are there still people fighting Blaze? Do I see that?
There's a number of bodies by Blaze. Blaze also has a number of wounds all over his hide, pelt, fur, whatever the appropriate term is.
So how much damage did Blaze take, you'll say?
Blaze is probably down to about half hit points.
Okay. Okay. So 17. All right. How far away is Kolmar dripping in blood?
That's about 20, 30 feet away from you.
Okay. And do I see Petrie at all?
No.
Okay. So Blaze isn't engaged anymore then, you said, because there's just bodies by him and he's kind of beat up.
Yeah, and he's huffing real loud.
Right.
But he kind of looks to you. He was keeping everybody away from you as best he could.
I give him an approving nod, and through our telepathic bond, he senses my gratitude. And so then I mount Blaze.
Okay, so that's half your movement.
Okay. And I'm gonna use.
Although I guess that doesn't matter because
because Blaze got 60. Yeah. But I will cast. Sorry, I'm reading this real quick. Yeah, I'm just gonna use my lay on hands on me, the full effect, so I get my 25 hit points back.
Okay.
And then
if you want, you can share half of that with Blaze. No, I mean like half of what. So an additional healing effect. Blaze gets half as much as you heal. So Blaze gets 12 hit points.
12? Okay. All right, yeah, I'll do that.
Because you guys have your bond, so some of that comes through.
All right, cool. Okay. Then I'll go over to Kolmar, and if there's no one in my way.
There's a couple of people in your way, but Brevan's forces have been able to largely scatter the cultists.
Okay. I go over to Kolmar and I say, "What the hell are you doing?" Kolmar, why are you bathing in blood?
I'm not bathing in it. Basking in my victory.
Ah, a sentiment I can understand. As I pick off a piece of Gronk's brain from my shoulder and flick it onto the ground. But there's work to be done. And I motion to the cultists that are raising the shard.
There's only 3 cultists that are raising the shard at this point, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, did any of the laborers react to the priests getting destroyed?
I mean, all of the Blood of Cultist survivors are basically pissing their pants right now, but they're also they're acting out of intense fear and a sense of purpose that they're willing to die for.
Gotcha.
For the ones that are out fighting and everything.
All right. And how far are they from me and Kolmar right now?
20 feet.
Okay, so that's enough for Blaze to get over there as well, right? It's within his movement.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I head over there and I look irritated since I had to do this once before, but I want to cut the rope again.
Okay. You've used your actions.
Oh, that's
So
true. I have one more action point.
you do have one more action point.
Is it worth cutting a rope?
You tell me.
I don't know. How close are they to getting this to the top?
They're about halfway.
Oh, then I just watch them. Or I make my way over there. We'll just say that's how I end my turn, is I'm on my way over there.
Okay. Petrie.
Yes.
Done.
So I can assume that I'm in like the back alley streets or whatever. Just darting between them. I guess, can I do an investigation or something to find out where this hole is?
You're not close enough to do that.
Oh,
Where
okay.
you are.
Well then, can I sort of like go round these houses to get to the other side of the battlefield to where Marthow was?
You wouldn't be able to make it on your turn going the roundabout way with movement of, even if you use your action and your move that's only 60 feet. Because are you trying to like go directly to, because you're already like 120 feet away because of all the houses and the alleys that you've been putting distance between yourself and them.
Yeah.
So unless you wanted to use like 2 action points or something to give you enough movement, you want to be able to do it this turn.
Well, if I just do my normal movement, would I be able to see him technically, even though he's not there because he's in the ground? But would I be able to see him if I move 60 feet?
Marthow or Kolmar?
Yeah, Marthow.
Oh,
Marthow.
Marthow. Well, you don't.
Yeah, because I want to go around the battlefield.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm. So, because I forget, did you come in with Martha or did you come in with Kolmar?
Kolmar.
Yeah, with me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could get to around where Martha was, but you didn't get him. You didn't see him get sucked in, so you wouldn't even know.
Right. So, yeah, I'll just go to the area where I thought he was. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll do that. Easy.
Alrighty, Martha.
So is it a strength saving throw to see if I could jump out, or what?
Yeah, strength saving throw as your action, unless you want to cast a spell.
Yeah, I'm going to. Strength is not my forte. It never was Marthow's forte. So I'm going to cast Gaseous Form on myself.
Interesting.
So I touch myself in a completely appropriate or inappropriate manner. Nobody can see it, so nobody knows. It's like Schrodinger's Martha.
Marthow's both alive and dead at this point.
So
both touching himself and not touching himself.
It's like a 13-year-old under the covers.
So a couple of things. Do you have gaseous form on your spells?
I do.
Okay, I'm gonna read it real quick. Wait, do you have any 3rd level slots left?
As my bonus action, I'm going to trade up 5 sorcery points for a 3rd level slot so I can cast this.
Okay.
So now 3rd level slot, which is immediately being used.
Mm-hmm. All right. So being underground, it's not something that there's like cracks or anything because you're a couple of feet underground. But I'll give you, because you use gaseous form, I'll give you advantage on your strength saving throw. Or actually, because you don't really have strength, I'll give you a charisma saving throw. Yeah, we'll just change it to a charisma saving throw, not advantage. So you can use a charisma saving throw to try and escape.
Okay. Nat 20.
So
Wow.
describe your epic escape.
So what underground Marthow snaps his fingers and his entire body turns to gas. And it's a beautiful gas. The most beautiful gas you've ever seen. And
Wow, that gas is handsome.
Yep.
it shoots from, and he pushes upwards. From the onlookers, they see just an empty spot, and the ground begins to shake and just opens up into rifts with this bright green gas that shoots out. And it looks really confusing, and nobody's, it's not clear what's going on. So then this bright green cloud is just hovering over the hole where it burst out.
Is there
Oh, God.
sorry. Is there a smell of apples and cinnamon in the air too?
No.
Oh,
No.
it's kind of disappointing.
Such a long pause for just no.
It smells like fermented stone piss.
So
Does the
then,
cloud resemble Marthow at all?
no, it's just a blob.
All right.
It just looks like fog, like bright green fog rolled in.
So Petrie is super confused because he could have sworn that this was the spot Marthow was standing, and now all of a sudden there's this green gas exploding up from the ground where Marthow was.
The cloud also moves 10 feet towards the statue.
So at this point, you guys have basically routed the forces of the Blood of Gaul.
And there's a Tides of Chaos.
Oh yes, that was the other thing I forgot about that. Roll your D100. Oh, I love this. Tides of Chaos is so fun.
84.
Each creature within 30 feet of you takes 1d10 necrotic damage. You regain points equal to the sum of the necrotic damage dealt. Everyone knows that you stole their life force.
So there's a necrotic cloud that just sucks people's life.
Yeah, so several of the archers that were standing around you, they kind of, their bodies kind of become desiccated, and they're like grabbing their throats and their chests as they fall to the ground. And Petrie also is now close enough to be in this area of effect and takes 2 damage.
Points.
Oh, 2? Oh.
Yes. So
So do I get like additional hit points? So since I'm already at full. Like I have
We'll give you temporary hit points, so you can get 12 temporary hit points.
All right.
So, so you guys have basically routed the forces of the Blood of Vol. All you have are these 3 laborers that are refusing to stop, and all they keep saying is, "You don't understand. We must do this. We are all at risk if we don't do this. It has to happen. Let us complete our task."
Can I try to persuade them to stop?
You can try.
I'm going to tell them that they need to stop, that they have been deceived. This is not the true intent of the Blood of Vol, and this will only lead to their destruction, and not the things that these other deceivers have promised them.
Okay. What's your persuasion check?
+6. And that would be 13.
So this is against insight, I guess. We'll say insight. They don't have any bonus to that. All right. So, well, that one didn't roll. So one of them kind of looks at you and is like, "Whoa, really? We've been deceived? But we were told that if we didn't do this, we would all die." And the other 2 are like, "No, Dimitri, we must continue. Do not give in to their influence."
Okay, I want to point my halberd at them and say, if you do this, you will die. Don't make me use this. And I'll be in intimidation if you want me to check that.
Yeah, give me intimidation.
16.
All right, so they're both pissing their pants and they let go of the rope. And they're like, "You don't understand. You just don't understand." And then suddenly there's a clock. That clock that's in the distance, the one that you guys saw in your vision, it chimes 12 midnight. And then in the sky above you, you see a winged figure. In the light, you can tell that it's the supposed vampire, and fittingly, his wings are bat wings, very large bat wings. And in a voice much louder than one would expect from this figure, he says, "Fools, you are doomed us all. Do you think that the coming could be avoided? We were not here to bring it about. We were here to control it." And then he disappears. And then as he disappears, the ground begins to shake. And you can feel yourselves falling. This demi-plane suddenly appears in the normal night sky. It's no longer that perpetual sunlight. It seems that this individual's presence alone was maintaining the demi-plane. And so now this giant land mass is crashing into Lake Dark. And so everybody give me a dexterity check. Dexterity saving throw.
Oh, baby.
Okay, I'm going to use an action point.
19.
Let's look it up. I got a 6.
Marthow doesn't need to give me one because he's gas cloud.
Yeah.
17.
Okay.
Petrie go to 6.
All right. Petrie, you take
That's
20
tough.
bludgeoning damage. Elmorn and Kolmar take 10, and everybody is knocked prone once this once the island falls into Lake Dark. It floats on the top of the island, on the top of the lake, but the impact crushes many of the buildings. You can hear people screaming as their bodies are crushed beneath the rubble. Many of the soldiers on both sides are unable to survive the violent drop from the sky. And then in the night sky, the 12 moons align, and in the middle of them, a massive portal opens. And several things can be seen flying through the portal. And I'm going to show you.
All right. I think it's Santa Claus. He's coming to bring us gifts.
We did it, guys.
Yep.
We stopped them.
All right, so these things are flying around. The only difference in their image is that rather than orange fire, it's blue fire. And they begin flying around, and you can see them, and they release this horrible, piercing sound that even if you cover your ears, it seems not enough to block it out. Several of them actually crash into the island or into the mountains next to Lake Dark and violently explode as they do. You also see a couple of spirits, what seem like a swirl of spirits begin coming from the portal. And when they land, they look like these guys.
We can't.
We haven't seen anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can't see?
No.
Oh, I forgot to click share.
You see these guys? It's just you.
Okay.
This guy.
That makes sense. All right. There we go. These are the guys flying around.
Okay.
Those are the blue
Crashing
flames,
and
guys.
exploding and horribly wailing.
Blue flames.
Blue flames.
Yep.
And
So
these are
did
the
it look like?
Go ahead.
Did it look like they crashed into the mountains like it was on purpose, or they just couldn't fly, or
No,
what?
it looks purposeful. They
Okay.
seem to be graceful flyers and
Okay.
in control of their flight patterns. And then the spirits that, when they land on the ground, manifest look like this.
Oh,
well,
okay.
Damn it.
And
Protoss.
and a couple of creatures begin clawing up from the ground that you guys of this island, and they look like this.
Okay.
Okay.
And rising from the depths of Lake Dark is a massive creature
Kel'Thuzad.
Yeah.
with spirits swirling all about it. Kolmar, based on the imagery of these creatures and what's going on, your best guess is that this is not just a manifest zone or something a coterminous existence between Eberron and Dolur, the plane of the dead, but this is an actual incursion from the plane of the dead.
Okay.
And now it makes a lot more sense of what the cultists were trying to do, because if the moons were to align in this way, and this were happening anyways, they could gain great power by somehow being able to control these energies and bring these things to their will. But now it's up to you guys to not only survive, but to try and find a way to reverse this.
I'm just a gas cloud. I know nothing about this.
Yeah.
All I know is about.
Yeah, the cultists kind of left out like some important facts in what they were doing that really could have helped out, but
Well, it's possible that they didn't really know, that they were just working under the assumption that if they didn't do this, they would die, which is a pretty good assumption.
Yeah.
So I think this is probably a good stopping point.
yeah.
I say hi to Petrie. It's been a long time, but I'm also glad you're alive. Elmorn turns to you, and even though everything's going on, he says, "I know a shitstorm is about to happen, but I just wanted to say I'm glad to see you, Petrie. And I also didn't see you murder everyone, so I have no judgment right now. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I actually am genuinely happy to see you, Petrie, just so you know.
Yeah. I just look at you and
Mike
just nod.
Mike knows why, but you don't know why.
Are
Like,
you also still big? So I'm like
No.
looking up, going, "Yep."
No, I would have crushed.
Yeah.
I would have crushed Blaze. No.
Oh, so then you dismissed
Yes.
your
Okay.
I reverted to normal
Okay.
size. But I also like you've never seen Elmorn this happy. It freaks you out. That's how happy I am to see you.
That's not your sword.
So I can safely assume that my associate was like smashed to pieces.
Oh yeah, 20 hits, 20 points of damage.
Give me. Well, he was hiding pretty good, and he was still invisible. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
So, oh yeah. Natural 1.
Ooh.
Well, I could use an
So-
action point. I still got one left.
You could actually, if well, you got a couple still.
All right.
So if you want to just use 2 action points, then he's still alive.
Damn right. You made it.
So just to clarify, these things came after we've killed everyone. Broken the shard. Have we broken it?
No, the
That
shard
fell?
wasn't broken; it just fell.
Yeah.
Okay. So what triggered this to happen?
The aligning of the moons and
Okay.
Yeah, the moon's aligned, and the cultists were going to harness the power regardless, but now that they are not there to harness the power, it happened anyway.
And Elmorn, you're getting some strong vibes that, all of this may be in some way related to the day of mourning.
Oh. Well, my happy.
Like you're not exactly sure why or
Mhm.
where these connections are being drawn.
Mhm.
But you get a strong sense that there's some connection between this and the day of mourning.
Then I'm very intrigued.
Besides, the fact that these freaky creatures are just coming out of the ground and the lake and air, and
so the buildings and everything that was involved showed up too. So they're in the lake. So there's looks like a small city there now.
Yeah, it's kind of like a small island in the lake.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are the blood of all people who survived? How are they reacting?
They're scared out of their wits. They're praying to their blood, and some of them are trying to bow in subjugation to these creatures, but they're not responding. They're starting to actively slaughter the living.
Oh shit.
Are you okay?
Yeah, something weird's going on. I got an email from Amazon, and I'm like freaking out a little bit. I feel like somebody might have hacked my account or something.
Oh shit.
Yeah, sorry. I thought we were gonna stop too, so that's why I started looking into it.
That's okay. Not like the other day when I got a credit card from Navy Federal Credit Union because somebody had opened an account.
What?
Oh,
Garbage people. I hate them.
I'm guessing somebody. I'm guessing it was military related because that's probably how they did it.
That's so messed up.
So I had to call them and all that crap.
Did you all let the bureaus know?
I think they. You mean like? What do you mean?
Let them know that your identity might have been stolen?
Yeah, I mean, I called them and they set me up something, and then like those what are those companies that check your? You know what I'm talking about? They check your credit and stuff.
Yeah, the credit bureaus.
Right. Yeah, I got a couple letters from them, like I'd been automatically signed up.
Ah,
what the hell?
yeah.
So they guess they helped me out. So, but that's what I'm guessing. I'm guessing somebody probably got it through there because I have gotten mail in the past, like something in the past saying, "Oh, somebody hacked into a computer, blah blah blah, and your identity, possibly your identity could have been." It's like, of course it did.
Yeah, I've gotten a couple of those letters.
There's a lot of companies out there which don't really protect your data. It's pretty shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
well, these emails were like from the government related, like, oh, there was a hack or whatever, and
Yeah.
dumbasses.
It's messed up when the government can't even protect your data.
Oh man, they're the worst at it.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so with all
They're the
the.
best at infiltrating it.
I mean, they
Yeah.
can protect, but they can't protect.
Yeah, they can't protect. Even though that's what their thing is. Like, it's their main purpose is to protect us.
The problem is that stuff it's really expensive, and it's not easy to have proper data encryption and protection and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have it encrypted at rest and encrypted at transmit, but it slows things down, and it makes it's more expensive. It makes things more complicated, and nobody wants to spend the money, or they want to cut the corners, and it just boils down to nobody actually wants to put in the work to make it happen until they get hacked a few times. Until you get like a Sony level hack or a Target level hack, and you lose a lot of business because of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just did like a big university block on privacy and stuff recently. It's bad.
So how did your paper turn out?
It ended up well. The speech ended up getting 82, and the essay I'm still getting results back on, but my drafts look pretty good. So.
Okay. Was it a speech you had to give?
words.
Was it a speech you had to give, or was it just?
It was like a PowerPoint speech, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And then there
82?
was the 82 for the presentation, yeah.
82 out of
100.
Oh,
100,
good.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could have said out of 200. It's different here. Good.
Okay, I'm not hacked. All right, anyway.
Okay, good.
Whew.
Good.
You meant to buy that Hello Kitty backpack.
Well, it was makeup. It was like your question about this makeup did not get answered, and I was like, I never asked a question about makeup. And then
Was it your wife?
No, because it said African American skin tones, and my wife is not African American, and so I was like, who the fuck is asking questions about African American skin tones on my Amazon account? And I was like, oh, it's probably my mom. And I was like, she doesn't have access to my Amazon account. So I called her, and she's like, yeah, I did. I asked a question. But then I remember I signed into her account on her or my account on her computer a long time ago. So when she asked a question, it asked through my account. Anyway, yeah.
Ah,
It's like, what the fuck?
So you were hacked by your mom. Is what
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, at least you didn't order anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know. It would have charged me. Yeah.
I did not order these African American skin tones.
So, did I miss any important conversation?
no.
No, not really. Actually, I was waiting until you got back because in planning this, I thought that this might kind of be a bombshell that it happened this way. So I was just wondering, trying to gauge how you guys are feeling about it, and I haven't, in my mind, figured out a way of stopping it, and thought that you guys could just be creative and try and figure it out the way you guys kind of figured out how to open the portals or find the portals and open them.
Okay. I offer egg as a sacrifice to these demons.
All right.
I'm just a cloud, so I'm on cloud 9.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't expect fucking bombs and Kel'Thuzad to come out of a portal. So
Yeah.
What is Kel'Thuzad? Is that
It's
the
that
picture
creature.
that I used?
Yeah, he's from.
That's a lich. He's
Hearthstone.
from World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I just saw a cool picture on Pinterest. It was like, I'm gonna use that.
Oh no, he's a
Yeah,
badass.
the colors are different, but yeah, it's effective. It's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to do at this point. It's so far, so I got to think on it.
Yeah, well, we need to think on it.
Well, first step is surviving.
Yeah.
And then second step, if you're gonna try and get off the island, is how do you get off the island?
Oh, that's a good question. Is Brevan on the island with us?
He is. He and some of his men did survive.
All right, we should ask Brevan what to do. Brevan, use your dragon mark.
Where's Seamus? We need Seamus.
Now, Brevan actually using his dragon mark might be a good part of the equation. It wouldn't be the only part, but that could definitely be a seed of some sort.
Is the giant dragonshard on the island with us?
Yes, it is.
All right, Brevan, use your dragon mark on the dragonshard.
Sounds like a straight out of Dragon Ball.
I was gonna say
do a
it almost sounds like Power Rangers. We should all link together to form the Megazord, guys.
We're gonna pump up Elmorn. He's gonna pick up the dragon shard, throw it, and it will lock up the portal.
Yeah.
okay.
I think I
Sounds
know
good.
this. I think I know this farm boy named Clarence. He can shapeshift into a bird and attack them while they fly in. Don't worry, y'all. I'm here to save the day.
Boy.
So one thing I am concerned about is, and one of the things that made me hesitant to take it this direction was the thought that it might feel like I stole your guys' victory from you. And I was just wondering if anybody's like feeling like that.
No, I just feel like it's a plot twist. That's me personally, though.
Okay.
Yeah. The battle seemed too easy. Really, for it to be this big, like for us to like really, like, oh yeah, we love this. This is such a good win. It seemed too easy. It was like 3, 4 rounds, 5 rounds.
I guess I was expecting to fight the vampire.
Yeah, I was looking for him too.
Yeah.
The vampire is going to be a
Would've
much
killed us all.
more intelligent, longer term enemy or
Best.
opponent.
But instead, we've got to fight the end of the world instead of a vampire. Okay.
So, Peter, are you the DM that hates Sentinel?
Yeah. Yes, I am. I'll come. I'll be bold. I'll come on record and say I hate it.
Why do you hate it, man?
Because I got a player that uses it all the time.
To great effect.
It is. Yeah.
And it's so awesome every time he uses it because you're like, wait, you can do that? Fuck!
Instead, I got Mike here sitting up thinking about how he can prevent me from using it.
Yeah.
I knew that's what he was thinking about too. He's like, Gronk,
Gronk has 10-foot range.
Yeah.
I was musing on whether or not, like, when I first entered, is like one of my first actions was to cast enlarge on your already enlarged self to make you extra large with the size of a titan.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about grappling Gronk, taking a
That would
note
have
from
been
Petrie,
interesting.
but I was already like at 8 health, so I was like, well, I'm not gonna grapple him now. I'll fucking die. So
That's the best time to grapple him.
no.
Don't listen to Petrie. He's on methamphetamines.
Like I was like, we're both large. I can grapple him. I'll have advantage on my strength. I was like, yeah, let's do
Listen
it.
to your inner barbarian. You got
But then he
this.
like put himself in flames, and then he attacked me and hit me down to 8, and I was like, yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna grapple him.
Maybe
that makes sense.
maybe next time we'll turn you into a titan.
Yeah, well, if
Well,
I
you
would
might
have
need
touched
to.
him, I'm sure I would have taken like 20 fire damage and died. So
No, I don't think it was like it was stolen. I thought it was a really cool twist that they were,
yeah,
you know, it was going to happen anyway, and they were just trying to control it. I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah, at first I thought I was like, oh, well, maybe we did do something, you know, that we shouldn't have done. And then it kind of, as you explained a little more, I was like, okay, we did exactly what we should have done, you know,
Yeah.
because it was either we deal with these now or we deal with this rogue group that has a vested interest.
Yeah, and especially with them seeding Discord to try and start the last war up again. This having a literal army from the realm of death would have been a pretty good start.
Well, I mean, that's to say that they could control them. It would seem like they probably wouldn't, and they would turn into the pawns for the whatever these creatures are, their army.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but now you guys have Fort Deep Dark Deuce to manage.
yeah.
Stakes are high.
So we're on an island, right?
Yes.
So like everything around us is like starting to go away. The buildings, the crane. That's all
No,
there.
like a lot of the structures have shattered or
Okay.
been destroyed in the fall because I mean you guys fell from the sky to splash into the Lake Dark.
Yeah.
So the force of that impact was probably equivalent to like an earthquake of 8.0 or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So like there are a couple of structures like some of the walls and things like that that are still standing, but a lot of them, the sections are in pieces. There might be one house that still resembles a house, but pretty damaged. The eldritch machine is in pieces, but the dragonshard is still intact.
Okay.
There's a lot of bodies, a lot of blood, and now these monsters that are trying to finish the job.
Well, good news is all the civilians are dead. Mission complete. Good job, Petrie.
You slayed him.
in case you're wondering why
Petrie.
Elmorn's so happy to see you, Petrie, you were served as dinner in Elmorn's nightmare, and he ate you on accident.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think so far in my nightmare, you've been in a you were like a cyborg monster thingy, And yeah, you didn't have like you had your hellbard was your arm, and you're like this metal mess, and Kolmar created you.
Sounds accurate.
And Elmorn was like this like lab assistant who was like writing notes and stuff. And you nearly killed me, Elmorn, but I got away. Oh, and then no, Kolmar killed you.
What?
He jumped on your head and ripped wires out of your face.
What an asshole. He created me.
Yeah.
He created and he destroyeth.
Yeah. And then Marthow turned into the bad guy. Yeah, I had a weird dream.
I really do want to say I was really impressed with all of the dreams that you guys wrote up. It was really cool to see how you guys took this challenge of defining your own character's personal nightmares, and then with the parameters I set, found ways of trying to deal with it.
Yeah, it's fun.
So yeah, obviously the dream was brought out by the cultists, but I don't think they even had an inkling as to how that would go, because they tapped into forces that they didn't really have control over. So
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So is everybody good for next Wednesday?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll be good.
Awesome.
Unrelated note. Did anyone see that they're making a new Uncharted?
Yeah. People are signing a petition to not go for it to not come out.
Why are they making another one?
Because money.
Yeah.
It's just about Zoe. It's not. There's no Nathan Drake, thankfully, but
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to go on Google. What Uncharted? What is this?
You don't know what Uncharted is?
No, I have no
It's
idea.
the modern Tomb Raider, but apparently more fun.
There's
That's
already the
definitely
modern
the
Tomb
best.
Raider.
Well, okay, the better Tomb Raider.
I wouldn't even call it that. I would just call it the dude Tomb Raider.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So what was
Raider.
the last one they did really bad or something?
No, that's what they did was
Oh, the
pretty
last
good.
one is actually really good. It's just not. I just don't think the games are as good as the new Tomb Raider games are.
No, Uncharted or Tomb Raider?
I feel like the new Tomb Raider was better than the Uncharted games. I like the Uncharted
really?
games, but I like Tomb Raider better. Yeah. You don't think so?
Nah, I like the old Tomb Raiders for nostalgia reasons. The new ones are just they're too try hard. They don't do the same things.
Really? I just feel like they're brutal. Like how they fucking kill her. It's like it like makes me squirm, but it's good. It's like it's visceral. It feels more realistic than Nathan just going whenever he falls. Like that's all he's like. He like gets hit with a spike and he just falls over. But when she gets hit with a spike, it like goes through her and she's like, just like all this blood and shit. And you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
But with him, he's just like, or ow.
Fair
And he
call.
just like falls over. I'm like, all right.
Fair
He
call.
gets shot and he's just like, ow, and falls over.
I mean, that's interesting. You get shot, right?
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's
Yeah.
you get shot. You say, ow.
Ow,
no.
dead.
I just like the visceral, real brutalness of the Tomb Raider series. And then also, I don't know. I think they're both good, though. I'm not saying I don't like Uncharted.
Yeah, fair call. I do like Tomb Raider, but I don't know. I'm so enthralled by the old, like, nostalgia reasons for the old ones that I haven't really, like, they've changed the character and it's just, it doesn't look the same. It doesn't feel the same. I don't know.
You're right.
I mean,
It's
I've
definitely different.
gotten more round, if that's what you're referring.
They also made a, made her tits smaller.
No, they used to be polygons. They used to be squares.
The triangles, yeah.
Triangles.
I remember so many mods that tried to that were supposedly put out to make her naked.
Oh God.
It was just like, oh my gosh.
I mean, what else would you spend your free time doing?
Yeah, dude. You're telling me you didn't do that? You didn't look up. Wait. You remember those mods because you were looking them up, right?
I found out about them years later when YouTube became a thing.
No.
No, but I actually, when it comes to video games, my younger self, so back before the internet was a thing, when Final Fantasy VII first came out,
Oh
the
lordy.
game was so huge, and they had a 900 number in the back of the instruction booklet that you could call to get tips and tricks about how to go through the game.
Did you
And one day, my parents got a several $100 phone bill for repeated calls to a 900 number. And imagine their disappointment when it wasn't even a naughty 900 number, but for gaming.
Your son's been making multiple calls to get tips on games. God damn it.
I thought we raised you better than that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Did it actually help?
I mean, we got through it, but the sad thing is that we never wrote down the instructions that they told us, so we kept calling basically for the same thing.
Oh my God. Wait, speaking of that, did you guys ever play Metal Gear Solid for the PS1 when it before like there were so many guides and stuff on the internet?
The one which had like 4 discs in it.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't know if it had 4 discs. I just remember it was like it had really weird, obscure like ways that you had to progress. Like, for example, there's this one part in the game where you cannot progress until you figure out that if you look at the back of the CD case, it has the number to call the fucking commander or whatever. You have to like find it on the back of the case and put it in the game. And then you fight Psycho Mantis.
Oh, Psycho Mantis.
Yeah.
Where he read the games on your memory card.
Yeah. He read the games on your memory card, but you could not beat him if you had the controller plugged into port 1. You had to switch it to port 2, and then you could beat him. Yeah. And it took me forever to figure that shit out because I had it in port 1, and I would land like 1 shot out of 100, and I'd be like, yes, I got him, and then he would just be like, you still can't kill me, and like, I'm like, I was so pissed. And then I finally figured out you had to put it in port 2. That's so stupid. It's so weird.
Yeah, that's like metagaming.
Yes, dude, there was so much metagaming with that game. I think you actually had to call like a 1-800 number to get a certain tip in the game to like figure another thing out at some point. It was like crazy, dude.
Yeah. There was also this part where you like there was like this room and there was like there were invisible lasers in there and you're like, what the fuck? So you just walk through, blow up, walk through, blow up. You're like, what is this? So you have to smoke. Yep. There's like this useless fucking item in your inventory the whole game.
And it actually decreases your health.
Yeah, and it decreases your health.
No,
so you can see these lasers.
And this is how they even explain it in the game. And it's fun. I remember this because Snake, he actually vomits up the cigarettes and then smokes them. That's where he stores them, in his stomach. He swallows the entire pack of cigarettes. He vomits them up, smokes them, and then once you get through those fucking lasers, What's-Her-Nuts calls you and goes, by the way, there's lasers. And you're like, I'm already fucking through the lasers.
Wait, her name was Meryl, right?
Yes, Meryl. She was useless.
There was also the part where you were imprisoned and you had to put ketchup on the floor and pretend you were dead.
Oh,
I don't remember that. That's hilarious. I remember when you had to look at all the polygon butts and figure out which one was Meryl. Because she was like dressed up as a guard and you had to figure out which one was she.
Oh, yeah.
Because she like walked differently than all the rest of the guards. So you had to like watch all their asses and like see which one actually walked like a female. It was so fucking stupid. That game was so crazy.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that just sounds frustrating. Like, those are things that you wouldn't think of.
Yeah.
It's an experience,
That
Dustin.
makes them hard, but like unless if I knew going into there that there was metagame things that I might run into, like that's okay. But if I didn't know that,
Yeah.
I would just be like, I mean, that's how controllers and TVs get broken.
It's an experience, Dustin. Also,
Yeah,
if you guys have never watched it, watch Metal Gear Awesome on YouTube. It's hilarious. It brings back all those memories.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that, Mike? You'd find it hilarious.
No.
Watch Metal Gear Awesome.
Is it a channel or is it a video?
It's just one video. I mean, there's
Okay.
two, but you should just watch the first one.
I'm putting it in my watch later right now.
You will find it hilarious. Do you know who Ego Raptor is? Dustin knows who Ego Raptor
It's
is.
familiar.
He's hilarious.
He's an animator. He did a lot. He had the popular.
Newgrounds channel.
Yeah, he was on all over Newgrounds and E-Bombs World partially back in the day.
Now he does Game Grumps.
Oh, there's a Metal Gear Awesome HD edition.
I don't know what that is. Just watch Metal Gear Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head to bed.
All right.
Have a good night, a good week.
All right.
All right.
Take care, everyone. I'm gonna send email updates and things. And Petrie, I need to look over your final dream sequence and see what impact that'll have on your character.
I think you've seen that already.
Yeah, but at least now I'll be confirmed towards the reason.
See you guys.
All right.
See you guys.
Take care, everyone.